Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Pallavi Kendre and welcome to this video. Okay, so I don't have enough time, so I'm going to get directly into the video. This video is in regards to an Instagram story that I recently uploaded on my Instagram account, because ever since series had uploaded that video, I've been receiving a lot of questions and doubts from everyone, and it's not been easy for me to have a conversation, a full-blown conversation with any of you, and it has been, I know it's a very confusing phase for everyone, so I thought I should just answer your questions. And since I have only one phone, I've written down your questions here. They're not many, but they were very repetitive, so I was like, I've just written down the most common ones, and I'm really not prepared for this. I'm just going to quickly answer these questions. So so the first question would be whether to read MCQs in Dental Pulse with questions and long explanations during the revision also, is asked by Shri. So Shri, okay, so you said that you are revising right now, right? So in your revision phase, ideally you should not be reading all those long explanations. That is to be done in your first or second reads. So if you are revising right now, and you have, revising means you've done that before, right? So that means you'll have to only read the question and make sure you get the answer, and avoid the explanations of the questions that you're very confident of. Don't waste your time in reading all those long explanations, especially in the revision. Revisions must be quick, like very quick. Like in a day you should be completing at least one subject in your revision. So the next very common question is pulse enough? This was asked by many of y'all. So very frankly, pulse is enough, okay? Because, and also it depends on you. For me, especially, I'm a very lazy person. So I knew I could not do 2 to 3 MCQ books one after the other or at the same time. So I knew my strength and weakness. Mine was that I can complete one book, but I can't do 2 to 3 books at the same time. So I did not study any book other than Dental Pulse, at least for the MCQs, except obviously Sparsh Gupta and only Sparsh Gupta for the MCQs. And for the theory, I did study biochemistry once in a while for the cycles, anatomy for the diagrams, because without seeing the diagrams you're not going to know which nerve passes from where. So also sometimes I've been getting into reading physio a little bit here and there, ortho, especially orthodontics. I had referred to the book for the theory, for the detailed matter. So Dental Pulse is enough, not except pharmacology. Pharmacology, you have to refer to Sparsh Gupta. It's an amazing book. Amazing as in Dental Pulse. In Dental Pulse, pharmacology is not given that properly. You'll be very confused, because let's face it, we have not done pharmacology that well. That too, even if you've done it well, it was in the second year, and it's been almost 3-4 years since your second year. So it will be logical for you to study a book that will give you all the concise matter, everything in a very concise form, along with the MCQs, and with like a chapter wise, like an abstract of a chapter. So that is what Sparsh Gupta provides. It provides you with an abstract of an entire chapter, and there will be MCQs also. Make sure you solve those need-based questions at least, and then if you have time, you can always go back to the Pulse ka MCQs, not the synopsis is very bad in Pulse, to be very honest. Okay, so next would be, okay, this was a very common question, that is the exact time to start preparing, question mark, and that person is a third year student. So for some reason many third year students are asking me whether it's the right time to study, and I would like to tell you all that yes, it is the right time to study, because you have general medicine, general surgery, oral pathology fresh in front of you. You have all the time in the world, except your extracurriculars, but you have all the time in the world. You have an entire year to study these 3 subjects, and what better than that? You will realize the importance of this phase later on. Studying in your third year will be very, very, very beneficial for you. If not much, if not NEET related, at least do your general medicine, general surgery, and oral pathology. Okay, that if you do properly in your third year, half of your load will be decreased, because there is a lot, because in your NEET preparation phase you're not able to give that much attention to general medicine and general surgery. So yeah, if you are in your third year, it's an amazing time for you to start studying seriously, not just for your final exams. And then another question is, and also again another very important question and common question is, how to manage time or schedule subjects. Okay, so this is something that will require maybe another video, I don't know. But so how to manage your time is, again, depending on you. You might be a morning person. I am not a morning person, I'm a night person. I can always stay up late at night and study. So managing time, basically what I followed, it might not work for you, or it might even work for you, but what I followed is, and I tell my friends and juniors also this, that instead of making that hourly timetable, for me at least, that hourly timetable would never work. I would never get up at 8. After trying so much, I could never get up at 8 and have breakfast by 10, then start studying, and then again have lunch by 1, and then go back and then do that. So that hourly timetable would never work for me. How I managed my time was, I would set a target. I've said this in the series video also. I used to set a target for myself, like this of this subjects, these are the topics from Dental Pulse that I am going to complete today, and I am going to do that. Like, and I would set an achievable target. Very important is, you set targets, but set those which are achievable, because the last thing you want is to depress yourself in this situation, and you are your own enemy. There are people who set such humongous targets for themselves, and then they're not able to complete them for obvious reasons, because you should know your capacity, right? Because just setting a target because you want to achieve that is different, but if you can achieve that is also important, right? So manage your subjects according to your strength, but my strongest advice would be to set a target that by, or if not for the day, by evening I'll complete this much. So you are relaxed, because if you've set, suppose for example, if you've decided that you'll get up at 8 and you did not get up at 8, you got up at 9, your entire day will go in feeling bad, or feeling you'll feel so weird the entire day. You'll feel guilty that you could not do, एक ही तो काम करना था, उठना ही था, that also you couldn't do. You will feel very guilty about that. So it's very important to keep yourself sane and yourself going in this phase. You have to make sure you don't disturb yourself. So that is there. So yeah, managing time would be what I said, set a target for yourself for the entire day, plus make sure that you are doing at least 1 or 2 subjects at one time. Like, one would be a primary subject that you're studying for the first time, and one would be that you know a little, so you will not waste as much time. Okay, so suppose I'm studying dental materials, it's a huge book, and I know that I'm not going to be able to do any other subject with it, do only dental materials. But if at all I'm doing a subject like dental histology, I know I can do one more subject with it. It could be biochemistry also. So measure your subjects accordingly. Yeah. So yes, I hope I've made myself clear, because yeah. Then again, another question is the same: how to manage revision, ongoing class subjects, and test series subject. So yeah, this is also something that people ask me a lot. They're teaching something different in the classes. They're taking a test of some other subject, and also you're supposed to revise. How do we do that? So how I would do it, so series people are also very smart. Again, shout out to sir, shout out to Jason sir. He's a very knowledgeable person, he knows what he's doing. So the subjects mostly are like easy and difficult, like this way it is partitioned. So mostly they will be like an easy subject like oral histology or something like DA or something like that, along with a major subject or a single subject. On Sunday, if there is a test of 2 subjects, you should make sure that you do one subject, you give 3 days for one subject and 2 days for another subject. It'll 5 days ho gaya, and on Saturday you can do whatever was left from each of them. So that way I used to divide my time, and usme se you have to take out time for revision. Okay, so that is how I used to do. I could not do test ka 2 subjects together in the same day. If there are 2 subjects on Sunday, I would do one subject until Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, depending on the how large that subject is. I used to divide my days accordingly. So yes. Okay, so another question is, how many times did you solve dental pulse, and how many questions from it had come in the exam? Again, dental pulse, we really underestimate it a lot. There are people who ignore dental pulse and they just go on solving fancy books. Let me tell you, dental pulse is a very important book. It's because it's a basic book, and people think that basics to kya hi padhenge, kyun padhenge? Nahin, basics are very important. I am telling you that I studied only dental pulse, no dentist, no other book, nothing, only Sparsh Gupta for pharmacology, wo bhi end mein thoda thoda, because I did not have enough time. I knew that. So how many times do I solve dental pulse is, I had solved it for at least 3 times, and some subjects 4 times. So 3 to 4 times at least you have to do dental pulse. And how many questions? A lot of them. This year at least there were a lot of questions. If not direct questions, the concept had come, because dental pulse does cover basics, right? And basics had come in a huge quantity in this exam. If not basics directly, at least there were like questions where you can arrive at an answer. There were questions where you can arrive at an answer based on what you've done for this year. So yeah, so how many times you solve? It's 3 to 4 minimum, and that will be done if you've joined CDs, which I highly recommend. Then obviously 3 to 4 times so easily you will solve, because of the test series that they conduct. So 3 to 4 times so easily you will be able to do without any extra efforts. So there's another question: which books other than dental pulse, any standard textbooks? I've answered this question. Dental pulse for me was more than enough. Standard textbooks like for general anatomy, I had studied apna BD Chaurasia. For biochemistry, any book that you have, you just have to go through the cycles. Sparsh Gupta for pharmacology, very important for the theory plus MCQs. And I don't think I've done orthodontics, maybe from your normal Balaji book. That is it, nothing other than that. So let me see how to manage time. This is done. When and how did you start the preparation? I was at home. So when that May exam was done last year, I started studying in June. So yeah, from June 15th I think I had joined CDs, and from then I had studied. Also did not study for a few months in between for some family reasons, but then from June 2022 to the March wala exam I had studied. So yeah, the time is not important, the way you're doing is very important. I am a prime example of this, I feel, because I could not study for a few months in between for some family issues, but I did it. So you can also. How to keep consistency? Okay, Debarati is asking this. So you see, yeah, consistency is very important. How to keep it is what worked for me. Again, if you're studying a subject and you feel that you've been overwhelmed, you're not being able to do it anymore, leave it. Close the book and keep it aside. Do something for 5 to 10 minutes. If you're at home, I was at home, if I was like saturated, I would just keep the book aside, talk to my mother, play with my dog Roscoe, call my brother, do something that would entertain me or distract me from whatever is from that monotony. So how to be consistent is by taking breaks. I know I can't stress this enough, because if you don't take breaks, you will be saturated and you're not going to be able to do it anymore. So keep your mind fresh. It's okay, it's perfectly normal to take 5-minute breaks, even if it's every 20 minutes. Instead of you just staring at the book, if you feel you're not able to concentrate anymore, just keep the book and just study. Just do whatever you want to do, but not for more than 5 to 10 minutes, and just come back. Another question, the person is in 3rd year and they're asking if it is helpful to join mastering BDS for final year. Yes. If you're in 3rd year, final year internship, I would say study. I did not, because for obvious reasons I did not want to even do PG, so that was my issue. But if you want to pursue PG, and if you are that passionate about PG, I think you should join mastering BDS, or you should start preparing from now itself, because there's no greater feeling than getting from one college to another. I've seen my colleagues over here. It's amazing. They've not even done their convocation yet. So like, they are here, and after a few months they're going to go back to the UG colleges for their convocation. I mean, how cool is that? So yeah, like, if you have time, if you are in your 3rd year and final year, study, get your dental pulse and start studying the basics at least. Make your base, there is no greater time than making your basics strong. You're already studying that, it's all fresh. Just study the basics, complete the basics, and you'll have a lot of time in your internship preparation phase. You'll be able to enjoy internship also then. So yeah, study. How to do pharmacology and which topics to refer from Sparsh Gupta. Okay, pharmacology, I would say pura should be done from Sparsh Gupta. I think all the topics. If you join series again, sir will guide you accordingly, but I had my rental pulse is literally blank when it comes to pharmacology. I've not even solved the MCQs because I could not. I did not have enough time or energy, and it worked. So yeah, just don't burden yourself with anything. How many revisions before NEET? I've already answered that. At least 3 to 4 revisions of dental pulse is important, along with the matter that you have created. It could be whatever classes you have, mostly series, but Sarkar notes, your own notes if there are any, your own whatever sticky notes that you stick, all of that should be revised, because there's no point if you've not revised that. Again, that the questions are preparation schedule. I told you that until INICT, sir will guide you accordingly. Just follow him. The most of the basic the clinical subjects will be covered before, and then the basics will be covered, and just follow the test series that he has. He will organize a test series accordingly. So follow the test series. Very important is you have a test series, because there are so many people who are going to give the exam with you. How much time every day? I think, again, I'm not that kind of person who will just count the number of hours they've spent studying. I would rather set a target for myself and complete the target, and not sleep before the target is done. So I'm that kind of a person. So but I think I would hardly study for 8 to 10 hours a day, not much. So I think I've pretty much answered all the questions, and in case you will have any other questions regarding a specific subject or any timetable or something else that I might have missed in this video, you are free to ask me in the comments, maybe, or maybe I could just have another Q&A session. So I hope I've answered your questions. I'm in a lot of hurry right now, so but now that I'm here, it's BHU in my hostel room, and there's been a lot going on with the admission process, the strike that recently happened, and so many things that I did not get enough time with the shifting and all. But now that I have time, I thought it would be very important to answer your questions, because I know how confusing and weird this phase is. But a heart-to-heart conversation would be trust yourself, it will happen. I have never been a topper in my UG days. I was never the top student, or never even, I didn't even think I would be here. This honestly still feels like a dream, and like you are here in a central institute, it still feels like a dream. And if you have at least 1 or 2% of will to do that, just go for it, do it, you will not regret it. It is so worth it. The pride in your parents' face, the pride in your friends' faces, the pride you have for yourself, it's amazing. So yeah, everyone who's like studying right now or preparing and is disheartened, let me know. I was in your place and I did not know it would be possible, but now that it has happened, it is really worth it. Your battle is really worth it. Just be consistent, take breaks, talk to your loved ones, talk to friends, but not too much. So yeah, just do it. It's amazing on this side, so just come here. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. If you have any other questions, just let me know in the comments. Thank you.